Alright, so today we're going to be replacing the power steering pump on a 3.3 liter V6 Hyundai Sonata. This procedure will be the same for the Hyundai Santa Fe as well. What you're going to do is jack up both sides of the car, jack stands, jack, take the front right tire off, so passenger side tire, and then next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this shield here. There's three 10mm bolts. There's one there, there's one here, and then there's one down this. So you're going to remove all three of those and pull it away. Alright, here's all three of them right here. And then you're just going to pull this off. It'll just fall away. You can just pull it out. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to drain the power steering fluid out of the reservoir. So we're going to pull this. You just need a pair of pliers, clamp that, pull it back, and then we're going to pull the hose off. I have half of an aluminum can because I couldn't get a drain pan in here. I'm just going to set this here and I'm going to pull the hose and drain it into this so I don't make a mess. You can use a pan, but you're going to get it on your control arm here, so I would use something like this. I'm going to list all the tools that I'm using in the description below. Alright, so I drained the reservoir. About 8 to 10 fluids comes out of the reservoir, got it in there, and then I've detached the hose and I've just stuffed a piece of paper towel in it because it was just dripping, and I just put it up at above the level so it'll stop dripping. I put one here as well, but I could probably take it out now. This is on the suction tube on the power steering pump right there, that metal line. That was just dripping a little bit too, but this is basically what we're going to be taking off. That power steering pump, we need to take the serpentine belt off, so that's what we're going to do next. I'll show you from the top since it's easier to see the tensioner from the top than the bottom down here. Alright, so the tensioner is actually right here. And you're going to put a 19mm on that bolt right there, and you're going to turn it lefty-loosey. So I'm actually going to come from the top because you don't have a lot of leverage from down here. I'm going to get a breaker bar, 19mm socket. I'm going to come from the top. You may also have noticed the hose is now missing. I am routing the hose out the top right here, and then I'm actually just going to disconnect it from, bear with me, I'm going to disconnect it right down there. Take that hose clamp off at the bottom. I'm just going to take the whole hose off because it's kind of in the way here for where you're going to put your breaker bar. Alright, so there's the hose. This came off pretty easily. I actually didn't make a mess somehow. I guess everything drained out of it. But then this is the breaker bar. It's on the tensioner down there, and you can see without the hose right here just kind of blocking the way, this is free to move a lot easier. I also blocked off the end so no contaminants get in there. You don't want dirt getting in there for when you put your new pump in and new fluid. Alright, so this part's a little tough in this vehicle if you don't want to take the whole serpentine belt off. If you do want to take it off, just push the tensioner forward, it'll loosen it, and just pull it off the alternator right down here, and you can easily pull it off the cam as well up top. If you don't want to take the whole thing off, which I'm not going to do, if you have someone to help you, it's much easier. Just push this forward, have them push this forward, and then you can go under the car and pull the belt off the power steering pump, or you can pull just the belt off the cam here, and then it'll easily come off the power steering pump. So that's what I'm going to do. But you're going to push this all the way forward, and you're going to have to really put some force in it to get it to release. It's hydraulic, so just like steady force, which means it'll slowly start to give as you press, and that's how you get that off. So as you can see, the belt is off power steering pump, but it's still on the crank and the rest of the assembly. I just unlooped it from there, and that's what we're going to be getting out, just pulling that out here. Probably going to have to drop this bolt here for more wiggle room, but we'll see. And then if I were you, I would leave the breaker bar up top because it's easy to just leave it on the tensioner than to have to try and get your bar back on the tensioner in this position, because now it's pushed farther out because there's no tension on the belt. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you the power steering pump and kind of the idea of what we're going to be pulling off. Alright, so this is a new power steering pump. This is kind of how it is in the car, and this metal line is what we took the rubber hose off of. Right now it's blocked. There's only 2 bolts holding this thing on. There's one there, that onto the car, and the other one here. We do have one more line we're going to have to remove. That's the outline. So this is pushing the power steering fluid out of the pump and then back around into the reservoir. So we're going to undo this from the top of the car. So next step will be to disconnect it from back down there. You can see the top of the pulley right there, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so the next thing is to disconnect that sensor right there I disconnected it and stuck the cable. It's that little cable right here. Just stuck it out of the way. And then down there, focus for me please. I have a 24 millimeter socket, and it's on top of the bolt. Looks like a banjo bolt that goes into this cable that is running right here in front of us, that's shrink wrapped. So I'm gonna undo that from the top of the power steering pump. You're probably gonna make a mess, so I'd put a catch pan beneath. So this is actually how I ended up getting it. I put my breaker bar on it because it has a bit more wiggle room. I couldn't get my hand down there on the ratchet, so this can move up and down, but now it's, as you can see, it's loose. So I'm gonna pull that bolt, pull this hose off, let the hose dangle there, and then we'll go down and pull the power steering pump off. All right, so as you can see, that open glistening bit, that's where I took the banjo bolt out. This is the banjo bolt. As you can see, there are 2 crush washers. You should replace those when putting in the new one. But that, after breaking it loose with the breaker bar, was very easy to loosen with your hand. So next, we're gonna go down underneath and take out the 2 bolts holding the power steering pump on the car. All right, so we're gonna do the top bolt first. I'm showing you the new pump to demonstrate. This bolt, actually the bolt comes in from the back, so from towards the engine block, whereas this one's very easy to get to, this front one. So we're not going to do that one first. That one's right there. We're not gonna do that one first because we don't want it to fall while we're trying to get the back one off. So we're actually going to go over the top. Luckily for you, I figured this out, because I actually have been working on it for about an hour until I figured this out. You can actually go from the top, and I'm using a ratcheting wrench. It's on the bolt now. I can't demonstrate it. It's so tight in there, but you can feel it with your hand. A socket did not fit. There was not enough wiggle room. You could use a regular 14 millimeter wrench, but I'm using a ratcheting wrench so that it'll speed things up. But you're gonna come in from the top, pull that bolt, and then we'll go downstairs. All right, there's the top bolt. Came out just up top, pulled straight out. You didn't have to move anything. And get a ratcheting wrench. You don't have to hate yourself working on this job. It's so much easier. All right, so this is the last bolt. I put a swivel socket on it just so I could get a little bit more leverage, because a regular straight socket will hit the frame right here. So I have this loose, and I'm gonna pull that bolt, and then we'll see how we can get the pump out of here. All right, so at this point I have the power steering pump disconnected. It's on its side. It does not fit out of this hole as it goes. I'm sure many of you have figured that out as well. I was going to pull it through here by removing the sway bar, but my sway bar end link is completely seized. Aside from cutting it, I'm not going to take it out. I'll just leave it. I'm going to try taking apart part of the power steering pump, pulling the input pipe off. These are 2 12-inch bolts, 12 millimeter bolts, one on this side, one on that side. I'll pull that off, see if I can get it to rotate a bit, and we'll go from there. All right, so I took the pipe off, and it seems like it's very close to being able to fit out of here. I do it at a different angle, but this backing plate just seems to block it right on the top up here. So I'm actually just gonna pull this off. I don't wanna take my new pump apart, but I'm running out of time and I don't feel like pulling this axle and having other things be seized, so I'm gonna take that off. All right, so I didn't mention it, but these are 12 millimeter bolts as well. This is the inside. You can see how it spins and creates pressure. So I've removed that off the back. It's just 4 bolts, comes right off. No pieces fall out. This is all in here together. Of course, when you do the new one, you won't want to get anything in here, but nothing fell out when I pull it off. I would keep it sideways. So I had it sideways like this, taking it off. And to get it out, I'm going to have the front part of the mount, which mounted right there. I'm gonna have it forward, and then I'm just gonna turn it sideways so the pulley is on bottom, and this just comes right out. So easy enough. Some of you may not want to take your new pump apart, and I don't blame you, but I don't want to pull the axle and the control arms and have one of these bolts get broken or a bushing, so that is what I'm gonna do, so I'll show you that next. I figured I'd show you this before we do it, but these little metal tabs, they're probably called apex seals. They are when they're in the engine or some type of solenoid, so I'd assume they're the same here. But you won't want to put it in vertically, because they will slide out and slide into the base here. So when you put it back together, when it's in there, you're going to want to put it in sideways, kind of like the way we took it out. All right, I have my new pump taken apart. It looks a little different on the inside. There's like a casing over the top of the gear, and there's a gasket on it. So I'm going to put this in there. I'm going to turn it, and then you have to line up the gear on the inside with the spline here. You could probably rotate the pulley, once you do it, I'll let you know how it goes. All right, so I still got to put the pipe on. That one on relatively painlessly. Actually, I didn't have to rotate the pulley or anything. I would practice with the old one a few times, doing a side-to-side kind of procedure. If yours looked like mine where it had the O-ring on the inside, I actually put the O-ring in the pump first, and that was a lot easier because the O-ring kept falling off onto here, and I had to clean it once or twice, which was really stressful because you don't want any dirt in there. So I put down clean cardboard and paper towels, but that went on pretty easily. Torqued them pretty tight. They were very tight to begin with. So, I mean, don't crank on them. It's aluminum, but I'm gonna tighten them. Then I'll rotate it, make sure there's no dirt in the O-ring that's in there where this attaches, and then I'll go from there. I'll show you that. All right, so I have it rotated like this to put it on so that the input spout goes above. It's gonna point into the engine bay. You have this black output right here. You want the metal piece pointing the opposite direction. So I'll put it on now. All right, so hopefully this will be helpful, but when putting on the spout, I have my hand under, through the bottom, under and around the subframe, holding the pump here so that the spout can fit, and then you can tighten it while holding onto it so it's nice and rigid and doesn't slide around. I would also leave the cap on the end of the spout for now so no dirt or anything gets in there. All right, so I got the bottom bolt in and I pushed up so it's all the way up while tightening that. So it's actually holding it in place without the top bolt so that we can go over the top of the engine and put the top bolt in. All right, so getting that top bolt started that you can't see, I actually put my arm up under through the subframe and behind here and got it started there because getting it through the top, it was just impossible to figure out if the bolt was going all the way through. So I started it down here and then I went up top and tightened it back down the same way we removed it. All right, I'm gonna show you how to put the high pressure line back on because there's no visibility up top. So I'm gonna show you on the old one. So put one crush washer on the output so the fluid flows in that end, comes out this end, and goes into the high pressure line. So we're gonna put one crush washer on here, and then you're gonna put the hose, which has a little nub, which will go into the slot here. Then after that one, so you have crush washer on there, then the hockey puck with the nub there, and then you'll put the bolt with the other crush washer up top. All right, so got that in. Bolt with the green writing on top. From top to bottom it is bolt, crush washer, the line that's shaped like a hockey puck, crush washer, and then the top of the power steering pump. That is the order. Tighten that down and make sure to plug this sensor back in as well since you don't need to come back up here again. All right, so put the belt back on the same way you did at the beginning, 19mm on the tensioner, and slip the belt back over all the pulleys. So I've already done that. Next thing we're gonna do is put the hose back, so the hose that attaches to the power steering reservoir, and then it's gonna go down in the side piece here, and then you're going to connect it to the metal bit right there. Just pull the piece off and then it's gonna connect there. All right, after putting everything back together, I'm gonna fill the reservoir with power steering fluid and we're gonna top it off and then check for leaks. I've left everything off because you wanna make sure putting the pump back together, you put the spout on correctly and you put the back on correctly and there's no leaks on the new gaskets. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start the car, come out immediately and put in more fluid because it's gonna suck some into the power steering pump. So your power steering pump's pre-oiled, but it's not full. So it's gonna suck it in immediately, it's gonna make a lot of noise. So come back in, make sure this is filled back up, and then we'll go down, make sure there's no leaks, and then we're gonna turn the wheels, the steering wheel lock to lock to bleed air out of the system. And as air comes out of the system, this will bubble, so we're gonna leave the cap off, and then put in more power steering fluid when this goes down. We're gonna keep going lock to lock multiple times until it's completely full. All right, so this is the sound it'll make as it's bubbling out. You can see there's bubbles in there. Bubbles are coming out of the system and continue to spin the wheel lock to lock. So just go all the way to one side, ends, all the way to the other, all the way back, all the way back. And you'll do this a few times until all the bubbles are out of the system. And then if there's no leaks, you're done.